we stand this morning, everyone, this family, brothers, sisters, we have come. Hearts and minds are open, voices sing God's glory, working wonders in our lives. We have come to be together. We have come to be renewed. We have come to be a light in the world. We have come to stand united. We have come to stand in truth. We have come to stand in the presence of God. Look around, these faces filled with love. God's light is shining, Spirit in our eyes, in our eyes. Through these doors, hearts rising in this room, arms opening, all who seek are welcome here. We have come to be together. We have come to be renewed. We have come to be a light in the world. We have come to stand united. We have come to stand in truth. We have come to stand in the presence of God. Will you sing out this morning? We have come to be together. We have come to be renewed. We have come to be alive in the world. We have come to stand united. We have come to stand in truth. We have come to stand in the presence. You sound powerful. Let's sing it one more time. We have come to be together. We have come to be renewed. We have come to be a light in the world. We have come to stand united. We have come to stand in truth. We have come to stand in the presence of God. We have come to stand in the presence of God. We have come to stand in the presence of God.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Oh, I was saying, talking to him. You guys are here too. Oh, hey, look at this. We got people in the building. Good morning, everyone that's here at 501 Nelson. Thanks for getting up and getting in your car and coming to join us. Welcome to everybody online, either watching right now or later on our YouTube channel. We are grateful that you're here to join us. Unity of London shares the same vision as almost all the unities worldwide, in that we see a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. More joy, more peace, more happiness, more inclusiveness, more oneness. And to realize that vision, our mission in London is co-creating with Spirit to transform lives through shared spiritual awakening. And we do this by providing fellowship and education for spiritual seekers from all walks of life. By being a loving, inclusive, supportive community, appreciating that we are all wonderfully made. And by self-expression. Without self-expression, life lacks spontaneity and joy. And that's not fun. And we live the 5 principles. The first principle is God is. There's only one power, and it is good, and it is everywhere present. The power of God is expressed as divine life, love, and wisdom. Our second principle is that I am. We believe humanity arises from and is an extension or expression of the one and only power, God, or divine mind, or spirit, or whatever you want to call them. It. Third, I think our feelings and the ideas, attitudes, and beliefs we hold in mind are major influences on how we experience our life and how the life that we create. Principle number 4 is I pray. Through prayer and meditation, spending time in the silence, we allow to get grounded spiritually and truly connect with that oneness and that power. And the 5th principle is that we live those powers, or those principles, sorry. We believe we unleash the power of divine life, love, and wisdom when we make every thought, word, and action an intentional spiritual practice. Be the change. Inspire people to make a positive difference. And that's just by doing what you do, making a positive difference. Coexisting. We believe in fellowship and education for spiritual seekers in all walks of life. No one's wrong. We're all seeking, and there's many paths to the one and only place. And today's prayer chaplains, Wilda is in, Wilda online, I think. Wilda, you're not here, are you? No, you're online. I know she's there. So if you'd like individual one-on-one prayer, if you're on Zoom, Wilda is available following the service. And here in the building, Pauline is ready to pray with anyone that would like individual prayer or prayer for someone else. We also have a town hall meeting today. We will start at 11:35, give a few minutes for a nature break, grab a beverage, maybe a little bit of a goodie, and we'll start 11:35. Also today, there's visitation at Denning's Funeral Home in Strathroy between 1 and 4 this afternoon and 7 and 9 p.m. And this is in respect for Tina Thuss, who is Teresa Van Diepen's sister. And Tina made her peaceful transition on Tuesday, June the 7th. And next Sunday, there is a celebration of life with Reverend Catherine Bro in honor of the memory of Lois Colbert. Immediately following our service, on Father's Day with our special guest speaker, Larry. So Larry and Catherine are working that day. Very nice, very nice. We appreciate the service they provide. So hopefully you all come and join in celebrating Lois's life. And I believe now we're ready to go to prayer. Oh, and the last thing is, yes, it's Celebration Sunday. Yay. So through the service, think about what are you celebrating this month and be ready to share that with us. And now before I go into prayer, Unity was founded over 130 years ago, I know that, on affirmative prayer. Myrtle Fillmore healed herself of tuberculosis with affirmative prayer. And there is still today 1-800-NOW-PRAY or Silent Unity, who has been there available, answering the phones with and for people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for over 130 years. Now that's commitment, that's dedication. So at any time, you can call 1-800-NOW-PRAY, and there are some wonderful people waiting to pray with you. And now I invite you to, hi, Chuck and Suzanne. Perfect time for prayer. So I invite you to become comfortable in your seat. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And just take a few moments to, as you breathe out, let go of all the busyness of getting here and getting things set up and getting ready. And breathe in the peace, the stillness that is all around us and within us, and connect with your heart space. This month we hold in prayer Unity of Vancouver and Unity of London. And we hold all spiritual gatherings that are happening today, for there are so many paths to that one and only divine life, spirit. We hold the world in peace. With all the chaos that's going around us, it need not be within us. We take time every day to be still and know that peace can be, and it starts with me. We let go of judgment. We let go of any will to get them back. And we just bask in the love that is, again, within us and around us. For as it's been said, love conquers all. So whether it's violent people around us, violent storms, or just maybe some craziness going on through our minds. We let it all go and know that peace can abide. And we hold peace and stillness within our heart and share our love to the best of our ability each and every moment. And that in itself causes powerful transformation. We see this peace and love enveloping our Unity of London community and all those that are connected with us. And as we share it, we know that it surrounds the entire universe. And we see smiling faces, we see hugs, hearts being healed, wounds being healed, people putting down arms and wrapping their arms around each other. And this is happening right now. And so it is, and so we let it be. Thanks. And now we'll have our daily word reading.
Well, pray for others. What we just did. In love and faith, I pray with you. I am honored to pray with others, and I am grateful when others support me in prayer. When praying hearts are joined, the power of prayer is multiplied. My partners in prayer may be in the same room or far away. We may be close friends or strangers. The power of prayer transcends what mere words can express, so we need not even speak the same language. We share the heart's language of love and faith. Although the appearance of sickness, a perception or lack of insufficiency, or interpersonal discord may have prompted us to pray, we set those concerns aside as we say yes to wholeness, to abundance, and harmonizing love that are blessings in our lives and in every life. From Matthew 18, verse 19. Again, truly I tell you, if two of you agree on earth about anything you ask, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. And now it's my honor to introduce today's speaker. Tony is a lifelong student and teacher of spirituality, metaphysics, and abundance manifestation, an experienced mentor, speaker, coach, trainer, and author of Using the Law of Attraction. Tony has been an active member of Unity since 2012 and is a past president of the board of directors. With the message today, which I'm really intrigued with, the gospel according to Yoda, please join me in welcoming Tony Orvidas.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me okay? Excellent. Thanks, Nancy, and good morning, Unity of London. All right. Title of my message is, as Nancy mentioned, The Gospel According to Yoda. Today, I want to talk to you about a fictional, small, green, humanoid alien, the Grand Master of the Jedi Order of Star Wars fame, and a renowned teacher of the light side of universal energy called the Force, and how his teachings are as irrelevant today as they were a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. All right. Now, for your information, some of the material I'm sharing with you today has been sourced from a book called The Gospel According to Star Wars by Professor John McDowell. It's called Faith, Hope, and the Force. I hadn't even realized that there was such a book until I started researching this particular topic. Now, many of you are familiar with the Star Wars saga. Want to raise your hands if you are? Pretty well, everybody. Well, let's just do a little bit of a review, a refresher. So here's a very, very brief synopsis. Essentially, it's a simple story of tragedy, courage, redemption. And here goes. Having evolved and discovered hyperspace travel, the intelligent life of the Star Wars universe forms the original Galactic Republic. The Jedi Order, it's a group of peacekeepers with a connection to a power called the Force, is also established. But rogue Jedi soon emerge, split from the Order, and become the Sith, who make use of the dark side of the Force. And so the battle begins. By the way, two brothers across the Great Pond in England founded the United Kingdom Church of the Jedi, which follows the teachings of this Star Wars Yoda. Daniel Jones, also known as Master Mordehechel, and one of the founders of this church, says, "We don't have a deity, we have the Force. It's more like self-belief. If you believe in yourself and you manipulate the Force, you can achieve great things." Interesting, eh? Did you know that in the 2001 census, 21,000 Canadians put down their religion as Jedi Knight? Now, in the 2011 National Household Survey, however, the number had fallen to only 9,000. As you can see, there's not many of us left. But I digress. The influence of a variety of Eastern traditions is particularly evident in this Star Wars saga. It also draws on certain mythical archetypes, a practice that enables it to become a hybrid of Flash Gordon, remember? Japanese samurai epics, Carlos Castaneda's Tales of Power, something I was into in my 20s, and the theologically profound fantasy fiction of Tolkien, remember, Lord of the Rings, and C.S. Lewis, the Chronicles of Narnia, for example, yeah. Anyway, Yoda is the Grand Master of the Jedi Order, and he has trained generation upon generation of Jedi Knights and Jedi Masters. While he's known for his odd speech patterns and wisdom above all else, Yoda is also very adept at the use of the lightsaber, as you can see. A knowledgeable master to all and living beyond his years as an omnipresent Force spirit, Yoda will always be there to guide young Jedi like you and me. His connection to the Force is unbreakable. Now, Yoda's most famous student, as you likely know, one who led the rebirth of the Jedi after their order was almost destroyed, was Luke Skywalker. Now, he was the son of Darth Vader. Darth was a gifted Jedi Knight who was previously known as Anakin, and that's Anakin on the left, before his tragic fall to the dark side. You remember that? The young Luke Skywalker had to mature through painful tests that trained him in coping with the evil or the dark side that he found in the world around him. In his encounters with Yoda, he had to unlearn his rather tasteless and self-indulgent longing for excitement and adventure. But eventually he did pass all the physical and the moral tests he encountered, which enabled him to become a full-fledged Jedi. According to Wikipedia, Grand Master Yoda was among the oldest, most stoic, and most powerful Jedi Masters in the Star Wars universe. Many details of Yoda's life history remain unknown. His race and his home world never named, and he was merely said to be of a species unknown. Now, Yoda's characteristic speech patterns, and I'm not able to reflect that as well as I would like to. I practice, though, were quite unusual. Academic syntacticians have found them somewhat inconsistent, but have extrapolated that they possess object, subject, verb, word order, making them anastrophic. For example, shortly after meeting Luke Skywalker, Yoda said, "The path to the dark side, fear is," his typical fracturing of the English language. George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, admits that Yoda is kind of like a little Dalai Lama, a Zen-like master. He was envisioned as the representative of a universal wisdom, and the deliberate Einstein-like touch in his facial design testifies to that. Can you see that? His cultivation of the virtues of knowledge and peace to oppose ignorance, greed, aggression were found vital to a life of integrity and to the positive use of the Force. Now, Yoda leads the Jedi High Council, and has a hand in training almost every Jedi Master in the galaxy. He instructed numerous younglings in the Jedi Temple before they were assigned to their own individual master teachers. Yoda admitted that he had been training Jedi for 800 years, which means he must have been a master for numerous years, even before that. In his first appearance in the original Star Wars trilogy, Yoda is described as a mentor of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker's first Jedi teacher. From a spiritual perspective, the Grand Master Yoda is shown meditating many times and advocating a clarity of mind and of inner peace. As a master of philosophy, Yoda is always speaking of the importance of this inner peace, which is obtained from meditation, self-reflection. So let's visit Yoda where he lives in self-exile on the swamp planet Dagobah. Skywalker arrives on the planet to seek his guidance, having been instructed to do so by the Force ghost of Obi-Wan Kenobi, who described Yoda as the Jedi Master who instructed me. Yoda's been waiting for some 22 years on this marshy planet for the young man's arrival. He does not initially identify himself to Luke and instead tests his patience by presenting himself as a comical backwater character. And as you can see, he easily could have passed as that. Luke is shocked when he discovers that this small, eccentric creature is the powerful Jedi Master he has been seeking. Finding that Luke has the same anger and recklessness which caused his father's, Darth Vader's, downfall, Yoda is reluctant to teach him the ways of the Force and agrees only at Obi-Wan's behest. He tells Obi-Wan, "The chosen one the boy may be, nevertheless, grave danger I fear in his training." Let's listen in on what Yoda's first comments are to Luke. "Size matters not. Look at me. Judge me by my size. Do you? And well, you should not. For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. You must feel the Force around you, here, between you, me, the tree, the rock, everywhere, yes, even between the land and the ship," meaning Luke's spaceship, the X-Wing starfighter. That's my grandson's Lego version, by the way. So let's look at this Force some more. The complete Star Wars Encyclopedia, it's another one that I learned about, claims that there are two sides to the Force. The light side bestows great knowledge, peace, and an inner serenity. The dark side is filled with fear, anger, and the vilest aggression. Both Yoda and Obi-Wan are informed that the Jedi create the light, but the lords of the Sith do not create darkness. They merely use the darkness that's always there. Yoda notes that fear is the path to this darkness, to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. The fear of loss is a path to the dark side, he notes. Attachment leads to jealousy, the shadow of greed, that is. Train to let go of everything you fear to lose. Sounds almost like release and let God, doesn't it? Luke explains that the Force, and that's an older version of Luke, is not a power you have. It's not about lifting rocks. It's the energy between all things, a tension, a balance that binds us all together. But Professor McDowell, in the book that I mentioned earlier, tells us about the presence of the Force in and to all things, and the fact that all things are symbiont with the Force, and therefore one another. Yoda instructs Luke in the way of the Force. A Jedi uses Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack. Wars not make one great, he says. Obi-Wan also previously declared that there are alternatives to fighting. So violence is not seen as a characteristic of a true Jedi. Anger, fear, hate, aggression, all those traits are conducive to generating violence. They characterize the dark side. Nevertheless, Professor McDowell notes the Jedi ethical code of co-responsibility and interdependency with the Force might suggest that the only justifiable reason for violence is as the last available option for serving the life of all others. That would mean that violence has to be limited so as to create space for the restoration of peace and reconciliation. So then, is that a good reason for all those battle scenes and for Yoda's becoming a general in the Galactic Republic's army? Little problem here with the hello Yoda. There he is. For Yoda led several legions of clone troopers to war when the Clone Wars broke out. Now, I don't know if I necessarily agree with this bit about violence being an available option. I don't know if you do. You see, I'm a pacifist way back from when. By the way, just so you know, Yoda was one of the few Jedi to actually survive these devastating war events. Speaking of violence and battles, in the final exciting fight scene that Luke has with Darth Vader, Luke tosses his lightsaber away and refuses to participate any further in the conflict. A conflict that the evil Sith Emperor, and that's the guy in the background there, has specifically engineered to entice Luke to the dark side. His way of the cross, to speak, is his preparation to sacrifice himself rather than do evil. Luke chooses and prepares to die because he has at last comprehended the heart of Yoda's teachings, that the universe runs by love, and that the just life is one of self-giving service and charity. Now, let's talk about Yoda's and Luke's last scene together. I will reference Pastor Paul Sadler of Grace Baptist Church. Yoda appears to Luke Skywalker in his self-imposed Temple Island exile. Luke reveals that he's going to burn down the ancient Force tree, that's the tree, and the sacred Jedi texts that this tree contains. Texts that he has traveled across the galaxy to retrieve and salvage. He's obviously conflicted about such a huge break with Jedi tradition, and so his former master Yoda appears in spirit to counsel and reassure him. It's not hard to see the reference to the tree as a picture of institutional religion, and the sacred Jedi texts as references to religious holy books like the Bible. As Luke confesses his plans to burn the sacred text, Yoda replies, "Read them, have you?" Page turners they were not. Now, although Luke has spent his entire life guarding the ancient Jedi texts, he's sheepishly admitting that he hasn't given much time to actually reading them. And his 900-year-old master, who apparently has read them, admits that they're pretty boring. Perhaps the most damning indictment comes when Yoda admits wisdom they held, but that library contained nothing that one does not already possess. He's not actually discounting the value of the text altogether, but he feels that a reasonably sensible person instinctively knows everything that those books have to teach. Finally, Yoda chastises Luke for always looking to the horizon instead of the here and now, and urges him to pass on what he's learned about success and failure instead of the stuff from those dusty old books. You see, at the end of the saga, Luke is not initially prepared to continue the Jedi tradition, to train new Jedi Knights or to aid the resistance, the good guys. Luke regrets playing a key role in reviving the Jedi Order and is prepared to give it all up. But Yoda changes his mind. In the end, Luke passes on what he knew and also atones for his failures by confronting the bad guys and giving the resistance one last hope. And he then dies of exhaustion, his spirit reintegrating with the Force. And there you have it. Do you see any parallels between Yoda's teachings, his gospel, and new thought beliefs? I sure do. Let's take a look at Unity's 5 principles, for example, the ones that Sylvia talked about a little earlier in the service today. The wording's a little different. Number 1, God is all there is and present everywhere. This is the force of love and wisdom that underlies all of existence. Isn't that the force Yoda refers to? Number 2, human beings are divine at their core and therefore inherently good. Even Darth Vader at the end leaves the dark side and comes back to the light, doesn't he, for those of you that have seen it? He dies in the arms of his son after overthrowing the Sith Emperor. Number 3, thoughts have creative power to determine events and attract experiences. Yoda tells us that we must believe before we can see. As Luke Skywalker once said to Yoda, "I can't believe it." And Yoda responded, "That is why you fail." Number 4, prayer and meditation keep us aligned with the one great power in the universe. True, right? Yoda regularly goes within and teaches Luke to do the same. And number 5, it is not enough to understand spiritual teachings. We must live the truth we know. Yoda tells Luke and us to be masters, to pass on what we have learned about both success and failure, and to work with the positive side of the Force. So in closing then, here's Yoda's message to you and me. Pass on what you have learned, strength, mastery, but weakness, folly, failure also. Yes, failure most of all. The greatest teacher failure is. We are what they grow beyond. That is a true burden of all masters. Well, between you and me, I see that not as a burden, but as a privilege, as a joy. And with that, dear masters, let us go into meditation. The guided portion is based on a reading from the daily word called the Elder's Blessing. Sit back, relax, and get comfortable. Close your eyes if you wish. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale slowly. Let my words be yours. I bless and give thanks for the dear souls who came before me. I give thanks for the generations before mine, for their valuable knowledge and wisdom from their best life experiences and from their failings. With deep appreciation, I offer these words of blessing to my ancestors. I honor you for the path you have walked and the perspective you share from your life journeys. Your contributions to the world add lasting value beyond measure. You are lights of love in the world today. Your enthusiasm for life and love you expressed inspire me to make a difference in the life of others. Thank you for reminding me that I too always have something to give. I pass on to others what I have learned so that they may grow beyond me, since I am what others grow beyond. Failure has been my greatest teacher, and has been critical to my learning and to finding a new way forward. I now take a few moments to quietly assess my failures, my learnings, so that I can use them in service to others. I gradually come back to my world of learnings, to my successes and to my failures. I and those around me are one with divine light and delight. And so it is. May the force be with you. Amen.
Thank you, Tony. You're always so entertaining and you dig out some of the most interesting characters to share. But it is cool how it's just the same stuff, just different words, right? Very thought-provoking. Thank you so much. And now we're gonna have another song. Get up and dance if you want.
I have a dream of what I wanna be. I wanna be free. That's what my heart keeps telling me. Give me your hand.
We'll find a way.
There's people out there
that feel the same.
if we help each other. I just know we can succeed. We are one, but we are different. We from all around the world. We share the same sun, we share the same oceans. We are every boy and girl. Come together and share our dreams. We'll be amongst the stars, and we know that it's destiny. And we are unity. We are unity.
I do believe, oh, I believe in destiny. It's up to me to make it into reality.
Give me your hand.
We'll find a way
People out there,
that feel the same.
if we help each other.
I just know we can succeed. We are one, but we are different. We from all around the world. We share the same sun, we share the same oceans. We are every boy and girl. Come together and share our dreams. We'll be amongst the stars, and we know that it's destiny that we are unity. No matter where you're from or who you are, if we can find common place to be, then we are friends. We are one, but we are different. We from all around the world. We share the same sun, we share the same oceans. Oh, we are one, but we are different. We from all around the world. We share the same sun, we share the same oceans. We are every boy and girl. Come together and share our dreams. We be amongst the stars, and we know that it's destiny that we are unity. We are unity.
What a great song. And now we take a few moments to thank the source of our abundance, blessing all of our gifts and our tithes and our offerings that we've received over the week. And we appreciate the many people who allow the supply to flow through them in the form of financial gifts as well as the sharing of time and talents. We thank those who give spontaneously or regularly, and we are certainly very grateful to all newcomers for sharing your time with us. And we appreciate you and hope that you will choose to return. And now we'll have our prayer for protection. I invite you to affirm with me. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am love. The power of God protects me. I am power. The presence of God watches over me. I am presence. And wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And in the spirit of unity of London, yay, God. And now we'll have our peace song. So as you go about this week, remember Yoda, the force is with you. Have a great week. Oh,